Pauls Valley in south central Oklahoma is striving to become the place to go for Oklahomans planning a staycation this summer. The city is already home to this weekend's Okie Noodling Festival, which was recently named the most outstanding event statewide by the Oklahoma Travel Industry Association. But there's another attraction in Pauls Valley that's become a magnet for the young and the young at heart.
Now you're an action figure! You are a child's plaything!
You are a sad, strange little man.
He may be eccentric, but Kevin Stark is neither sad nor little. Stark is the curator of the Toy and Action Figure Museum in Pauls Valley and the driving force behind what has become one of the area's top tourist destinations. The museum opened in 2005 and a year later was named as the best new tourist attraction in the Governor's Tourism Conference Redbud Awards. Stark says inspiration for the museum came from the Vision 2010 meetings, when city leaders were looking for a way to promote tourism in Pauls Valley.
I joked that I was the unofficial tourist attraction because I had all these toys, and they took me serious.
Stark maintains a studio in Pauls Valley where he designs toys and action figures. His collection is the source of many of the items in the museum.
You find military action figures, superhero action figures, wrestling action figures, Transformers. We have a Hall of Fame that's devoted to different lines that each year we induct 2 toy lines into the Hall of Fame. Just all kinds of action figures.
There are more than 13,000 action figures on display, with another 5,000 to 7,000 in storage.
Though we haven't increased in space in the last 6 or 7 years, we have increased the collection, and we change it out quite often. So if you came to the Toy and Action Figure Museum today, you could come back in a month and see something totally new.
You can find everything from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Wars characters, the $6 Million Man, and the original prototype for the Balrog action figure from the movie Lord of the Rings. There is also a diorama, much like you'll find in a natural history museum, but with a twist.
What we have is a bedroom of an adult collector. Only all the toys have come to life, and they've done something to the collector. We're not sure what, but they have taken over.
But it's the superheroes who dominate the museum. And Stark says interest peaks every time a summer blockbuster comes out at the theater. One of the hottest movies this summer is The Avengers, and you can find a number of items relating to that film's characters. The Amazing Spider-Man, with a movie coming out in July, is another big draw. But Stark says his personal favorite is a character who made his first appearance on the big screen in 1943, the Batman.
Yes, Batman. Clad in the somber costume which has struck terror to the heart of many a swaggering denizen of the underworld. Batman, who even now is pondering the plans of a new assault against the forces of crime. A crushing blow against evil in which he will have the valuable aid of his young, two-fisted assistant, Robin, the Boy Wonder.
An entire wing of the museum is devoted to the exploits of the Cape Crusader, and July promises to be a big month for Batmania.
Of course, The Dark Knight Rises comes out, the new Batman film, the third in the trilogy. So we're celebrating the fact that that movie is coming out by devoting a lot of time and effort to Batman.
The museum will have a different event each weekend devoted to the Dark Knight detective, including a Bat Academy and a Bat Bowl where fans can show off their knowledge of the character. Museum Director Ryan Peacock says the superhero theme will carry over into the month of August with International Superhero Day.
What it is, it's a Guinness Book of World Records trying for the most original superheroes in one spot. And what we mean by original is none of your Batmans, none of your Supermans, none of your Spider-Mans, but one where you create your own.
More information about all the events can be found on the museum's website at www.actionfiguremuseum.com. The museum also features an interactive area where children can actually play with some of the items.
We have a play area because we felt it was torturous to tell a 4 or 5-year-old, you're going to an action figure museum, but you can't touch anything. So we made sure they could touch something.
There's also a rack of costumes so kids or adults can dress up as their favorite character. Stark says in its 7-year history, the museum has drawn visitors from all 50 states and more than 40 foreign countries.
We had 2 guys get on a plane in Los Angeles, fly to Tulsa, rent a car, drive down here, spend the day, went back that night, back on the plane, went back to L.A.
Plans are in the works to expand the museum by moving into a new 30,000 square foot facility in the very near future. Stark admits people are sometimes baffled by his love of toys.
I had a band, and we used to rehearse in my studio, and all the toys were there. We were standing there kind of looking at some toys and talking, and one of them, my band member says, wow, and and then you just get to a certain age and you quit playing with toys. And I said, when does that happen? So it hasn't happened to me yet, so I haven't grown out of playing with toys.
But just how long will that passion continue?
To infinity and beyond!